Welcome to the 8th grade homework helper series. Tonight's homework is EL6 and it's the slope of a line. We'll start off by looking at number 1. We have to determine whether or not these lines have a positive slope, a negative slope, a zero slope, or an undefined or no slope. So we look at A. A is leaning to the right, and when it's diagonal and leaning to the right, that is a positive slope. If we look at B, B is completely vertical. When you have a vertical line, you have an undefined or no slope. If we look at C, C is completely horizontal. When you have a horizontal line, you have a zero slope. You look at D, D is kind of the opposite of A. It's diagonal but leaning to the left. So if A is positive, then D is negative. So that's a negative slope. E is similar to A, leaning to the right, diagonal, so it's going to be a positive slope. And F is similar to D in that it's leaning to the left, diagonally, so it has a negative slope. In each case, for number 2A, we're going to find the slope of the line by using the slope formula. So let's review the slope formula. We have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's review quickly the coordinate pairs we have here. The first number in a coordinate pair is always x, the second number is always y. And if we plug these numbers into our formula, we get x2, or y2, excuse me, which is 4, minus y1, which is 0, x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is 0. So if we do 4 minus 0 over 4 minus 0, that's going to give us 4 over 4, which works out to be 1. For 2e, we have negative 1 and 3, and we have a coordinate pair of 2 and 3. Again, look at the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, we'll quickly review what the coordinates are, x and y. Plug these numbers into this formula, and it gives us 3 minus 3 and over 2 minus 1. We go ahead and do the work. We have 3 minus 3 equals 0. 2 minus 1, which is the same as 2 plus 1, equals 3. And if you have 0 thirds, you have 0. Okay, for number 3, D, E, and F, we're going to plot some points on this grid using the rise and run, and we'll connect those dots, those points, with a line. So we start off with 2, 4. So let's put a point starting at 0, 0. We shift over 2 and go up 4. Then we want to make sure that we are moving 3 down and 2 to the right from that point on. So here we go, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2 to the right. And then we go 3 down and 2 to the right again. 1, 2, 3 down, 2 to the right. That gives us 3 lines, 3 points so that we can make a line for. And we'll stick with the color we have, and we can connect them. Okay, now let's go to E. We have negative 1 and we have 0. So come back to 0, 0. We have negative 1 and we have 0. So we're going to stay right there for our first point. And then we are going 5 down and 4 to the right. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down and 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. Now, my grid isn't big enough to allow me to go 5 down and 4 over again, but I would if I had the room, and that way I would have 3. But I'm going to go ahead and put my line through that anyway. So we need to make sure we have arrows on both ends, and we'll make it the same color, and we shall connect the dots. Pull that down a little bit. All right. And let's take a look at F. First, we're starting off at 0 minus 2. So let's take a look. We have we're at 0, 0, so we add 0 right here. And then minus 2, so that's going to put us right on the y-axis, negative 2. And then we are moving 1 up and 2 to the right. So from here we go 1 up, 1, 2 to the right. And from there we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go 1 up, 1, 2 to the right. And then we can go ahead and connect that. Again, want to have arrows on both sides. And we'll keep it the same color. And there you go. So we have the slope of D, the slope of E, and the slope of F. Please use the problems that I've done for you tonight to help you with the additional problems that are on your homework. And remember, the key to success in math is not only working hard, but working smart.